Hello my dear friends and welcome back to my channel. I have two candles for you today from Kringle. These are Kringle Reserve candles from the latest iteration. So I have Blue Orchid, which looks like this, kind of a really stunning label. And I also have Turquoise, which looks like this. Really beautiful, both labels. I'm already going to the lid. This vessel is a little bit different than the ones that they usually use. It has a more pronounced lip and the lid is extraordinarily difficult to take off and on. And given the fact that Kringle has had some issues with cracking, especially in these reserve candle jars, I am trying to be uber careful about it. Today, I'm gonna try to keep this video super short because I don't know that I have terribly positive things to say, especially about this first candle. And so I just want it to be very brief and for us not to linger. So I'm gonna try to take this lid off here. There we go, okay, perfect. All right, the thing about Blue Orchid is that it's a men's cologne. That's like pretty much all there is to say about it. And what's more, it's a fairly generic men's cologne. I was kind of hoping that upon being burned, I've burned it like twice. I don't even know if I want to burn it more than that. For several hours at a time. I was kind of hoping that upon burning it, there would be more complexity, there would be nuance, something would come out, something would be a little bit fresher or intriguing or innovative. And I can assure you that is not the case. So it's just a men's cologne. Here's a little share. I tend to like men's shower gel actually better than women's shower gel because I think it usually has a bit more complexity, a little bit more depth. I tend to not like uber sweet, and all women's shower gels are like, you know, sugar and flowers and all kinds of things that I just generally don't like. So I tend to gravitate toward the men's shower gels, and I smell them on a regular basis, like in the Target aisle or whatever. If I smelled this and this is a very typical like shower gel or cologne or aftershave kind of smell. If I smelled this, I would not buy it, because to me it would seem generic, okay? It's heavy and it's exactly what you would expect from a very typical men's cologne. It has some bright elements, which is usually bergamot or something like that. And then it's got like musky, woody, and it's just very, very heavy, very heavy. I don't know what else to say about it. What is more, the notes are terrible. This is one of their like terrible list of notes. Top notes, floral and citrus. Mid notes, floral, powder, and amber. Base notes, wood, floral, and musk. So floral, yes, you heard that correctly. Floral is in there 3 times, and at no point is it actually specified what kind of floral it is. And to be honest, the candle is about as generic as those scent notes are. I don't know what else to say. It's extremely heavy. The good news on this is that it burned well, and it was a strong 8.5. It's really, really strong. Maybe it's closer to an 8. Maybe it's even closer to a 7.5. But given the heaviness of this particular fragrance, I'm sorry, I should have closed the window. There's a lot of urban noise here. Given the intensity of this particular scent, it comes across real loud, real heavy, okay? So it's intense in your house. I've heard some people say, well, this is a good bedroom scent. Yeah, if you want to like be blown away in your bedroom. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's too overwhelming for a bedroom. And the people who have reviewed it and been positive, if you watch them closely, they say something like, this reminds me of Irish Spring soap or something like that. Folks, if the candle reminds you of like a very generic and cheap men's soap, that tells you all you need to know about this particular candle. It's no bueno. It's really no bueno. And especially for a Kringle Reserve, I would question Kringle offering this as a regular candle, let alone a Reserve candle, which is supposed to have a more premium quality to it, and is traditionally, those Reserve candles like give us something special, unique, innovative, like intriguing, right? This is literally none of the above. None of the above. Like, it just does not understand the assignment. I don't know what to say. Okay. That is Blue Orchid. Let's just move on. Turquoise. Turquoise is good. And I think a lot of you are going to really, really love this candle. This is definitely of the Kringle Reserve candles that I've smelled this iteration that were supposed to be botanicals. There's, by the way, nothing fresh about this particular Blue Orchid. Nothing. Let alone really very floral in a distinct way. This one is definitely the most mainline of the offerings that have been given to us for this particular quote-unquote botanical iteration. Oh, this one is great. So this one is light. It is fresher. I wouldn't say it's the most fresh or truly botanical in an authentic kind of way. So it's not quite that fresh, but it's fresher than Blue Orchid. That being said, that's a very low bar. It's fresher, it's lighter, and it's brighter. This is a mid to top range candle, very little base. So they actually did give us pretty good scent notes on this one. This one is apple blossom, white peach, and raspberry in your top notes. And then cyclamen petals, freesia, and dancing wildflowers, or just wildflowers in the mid. And then your base notes are pear peel, sandalwood, and amber. And to be honest, I really am getting the apple, the peach, and the raspberry right up top. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's a fruity kind of candle, but it's a refined fruity. So it's not like a juicy fruit or supposed to be like a fruit candle. So this is like, it's a good, I mean, it's kind of a weird marketing, but it makes sense on a certain level in that it's kind of abstract. Fruity, but not necessarily fresh or juicy fruity. Maybe even a bit powdery, to be honest. And there is a lot of freesia. So to be honest, it smells a little like a very upscale Bath and Body Works, maybe. And I mean upscale, like it's not like cheap smelling necessarily. It does have a little bit of a perfume quality with the floral, with the fruit, and very low, there is a touch, a whisper of sandalwood, which is great. It's grounding it, and every now and then it'll come out. Maybe a little bit of the pear and the sandalwood, but definitely sandalwood. I'm not getting a ton of amber in this, which is fine. One of the folks on the Facebook page for Kringle mentioned that their wife came in and smelled whatever was burning and said, "Oh my gosh, it smells so beachy. Let's go out to the pool," whatever else. And I completely agree. I'll get a whiff of something and I'll just think to myself, this is kind of beachy or pool-like. At a certain point, I was like, is that almost sunscreen? And it's not because it smells like sunscreen, but it's because, you know, you have like a brain memory scent that like really triggers something for you, an association. And maybe there was some sunscreen that had some sort of floral quality to it. Freesia is a fruity flower. And I do identify like freesia more with like, I don't know, at least outdoors, if not tropical. So that could be part of it too. But I do think there is something a little bit beachy, a little bit pool-like, which is what makes like the turquoise abstract theme work on a couple different levels. I think this is good. The throw on it was, I would say, kind of in the 7.5 realm, which is really good. And it does, throw pretty well. Now it is a lighter and thinner kind of fragrance. So at one point I was burning this and this at two ends of the house, and like this was just overwhelming everything, right? And then I had trouble picking up this at all. So it's not going to compete very well with other kinds of scents. It is on the thin side, but it is assertive. It is assertive enough, and especially if it's like the only thing in the vicinity, I think you're going to be happy with the way that it comes across, that it's good. It has solid, moderate strength, throw, etc. So I really like it. I'm one of the few people who probably would not like this scent because it does run a little sweet. It does run a little perfumey, a little bit Bath and Body Works. And I would probably be the one who would be like, oh, I don't like this. And even I like it. So I think this is a very good, safe bet. I can't remember if it's sold out or not. I really hope it's not, because this is definitely one, if you were curious at all or wanted to roll the dice on one of the reserves, this would be the one, Turquoise. I think it's good. I think it's good. Is it worthy of like a reserve candle? I don't know. With this iteration, I really think Kringle needs to think about what they're selecting for this reserve line, because they will dilute and diminish this brand that they're developing if they put forward candles that are, number one, extremely generic, number two, are not, I was about to say not unique, but that's the same thing as generic, are just not good. They're just not great, you know? I don't know what else to say, but like, yeah, these premium, both of these scents, I don't really know why they're not just regular Kringle candles. There's nothing in the smelling of them or experiencing of them that makes them a premium experience more than the Kringle candles. And to be honest, either one of them would just kind of be a mid-level candle in their regular line. I don't even think either one is a particular standout. Not even Turquoise. Turquoise is good, but it's not like brilliant. It's not going to blow your mind. So I don't understand why they're reserves. They're not particularly fresh, especially Blue Orchid. Blue Orchid is not fresh. And yeah, I think these, definitely Blue Orchid was a miss. I mean, it was a complete miss. Turquoise is not a miss, but it's a question as to why it's in the reserve line. It's even the fact that it's so conceptual and it's not giving us like a singular experience like many of the reserve candles are up to this point. Cannabis, or like late night fast food, Manhattan, just like one thing, hazelnut truffle, right? I could see them doing just like Lily of the Valley or something like that, that was just one pure thing and everything about that. Especially if it's a fairly unique or obscure kind of object, entity, organism, whatever else it is. I think that is always my impression. That's what this Kringle Reserve line is for. But considering the fact that there are no daylights to try, they're expecting these to just be kind of bought, and at the risk of selling out, people often are just buying them obviously cold. They've got to do a better job. Like, the level of these candles has to be consistently above average. And this one at least is not. Okay, that's what I've got for you. Stay tuned, because I am going to also give reviews on the second two that I had, which were Herbs and Spice and the fig one, Crimson and Clover. Blue Orchid is still available. I think maybe Turquoise is. I'll link the information down below, and I'll see you in the next one.